All right, y'all. I wanted to come by real quick and kind of muse a little bit about the whole ceasefire thing. Goodness gracious. You know what? Thank the goddess. I know for a fact that this ceasefire is nothing short of divine intervention. Oh my God, just the thought of it. The thought of nuclear war makes my ass itch. Even if nukes were launched like all the way across the world, imagine how that would pollute the air. Imagine how that would literally, oh my God. And yeah, man, now a lot of people are suspenseful to the situation to where they're kind of like it's a scare tactic. It is what it is. But in reality, um, there are some people out there that believe in their beliefs so deeply that if they were to have that kind of power to destroy the earth, they would, because most people are too stupid and emotional. And you know how, okay, so first of all, shout out to the real witches, for real, of Mother Earth. Thank the goddess Gaia, Mother Earth. But you know how, like, they always talking about witches. Oh, they take away people free will, free will, free will. You know what? Sometimes free will can be dangerous. Free will can be dangerous. Some people don't need free will. Some people don't deserve free will. Do you want free will to be given to somebody with access to nuclear bombs? No, we don't want them to have free will. So I wanted to come in. I saw it on the news, and it's gonna stay that way too. To all these people, that's just, I know that you can't be that dramatic. You wake up in the morning, oh my God, I just don't want to live anymore. Why can't we just wipe it all out? Listen, that's you. I know a lot of people that just don't care. But the past few days has been something else. It has. It's been something else. Oh my goddess. That's been a scary situation altogether. They was tripping. They shouldn't even be threatening to do stuff like that. They shouldn't even be threatening. I'm not going to give my opinion on certain things that led up to this. However, I think that that's the way that they need to keep it. And I'm happy about that. And I hope that we can all just move forward from it. It's been terrible. People are already half crazy in this world. People have been left with the crazies. It's really crazy. I think I'm gonna watch that movie called The Crazies. I'm just so happy that there was apparently, I know for a fact without a shadow of a doubt that it was divine intervention. Can you imagine, like, actually having to inhale the air after some kind of nuclear fallout? That would literally burn all of our lungs out. It would literally poison this earth and all of the animals, all of the waters, everything. And I just, I was born this way out of the divine mother's womb. And I feel like there's a promise to us that they're not going to be able to do that. That just That's very scary and sad. Don't I want to say this to these men that have access to these nukes. Don't even scare people like that. Please. Stop doing that. People are already freaked out enough. This is real life we're living. These are real people walking around this earth. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's going too far. You've got a nuclear weapon. Okay. The fact that these types of weapons were created to begin with is horrible. It's horrible. What they need to do is maybe NASA needs to have some kind of special operation to where they take all of these nukes and they literally just fly them out and put them somewhere where nobody can get to them, is what I think that they should do. Because what could it possibly be that could happen on this earth that would require that type of self annihilation? Nothing. But what is aliens gonna come down here and people are gonna say, "Oh, well, I'll just destroy it." You can't do that. First of all, there's a better way of fighting aliens. Um, so I just I'm so happy about the ceasefire, and it needs to continue. Keep it that way. Keep that same energy. People have been through enough. We have all been through enough. Enough with it now. Enough with it. Okay, stop it. Seriously. So that was definitely the divine mother and her power. Okay, with her man. That's because regardless to people that are bird boxing, which that's a good movie too. I think I'd like to watch Bird Box. That's a good movie. There's a lot of bird boxing. They would love for it to just be wiped off. That doesn't mean that all of us share the same sentiment. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? So in case nobody knew that on my channel, which, like I said, I'm trying to build a better audience. I had a great audience previously. Um, in case anybody didn't realize it, there was actually a ceasefire today, okay, between Iran and Israel, which is amazing. Keep that same energy, okay? And shout out to the witches, the real witches that make a difference, okay? Seriously, I'm sure that we all did our part. All of us that have good sense, instead of just, you know what I'm saying, thinking that witchery is all about violent threats. That's not what being a witch is about, or witchery. I know that days and days of, and even offerings were put in, uh, offerings were given. And I didn't have time to make a video about offerings. I didn't have time to make a video about that. I was going to, but I was busy with some other things. But I'm very, very grateful of Mother Earth Gaia, uh, and Satan. Y'all know I love to get y'all with that one, right? Shiva. Hail to Shiva. Okay, I'm really grateful for stepping in and intervening with that. It's amazing that we don't have to Think about that. And, they need to really, really keep that going. They need to keep that going. Let's not go too far. And so something has to make these people think. Because, like I said, free will can be dangerous depending on who has it. And, these men that have control over these nukes, they don't always need free will. Y'all need to relax. There needs to be some kind of relaxation mechanism or something. Get you a back massager, or maybe take a bubble bath or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of chill out, relax. And don't threaten the world with nukes. Because Mother Earth Gaia is listening. The goddess, she's listening, and she don't like that. This is her Earth, designed. God kind of designed this Earth to be beautiful. It's like a Picasso. God was like a Picasso, and he said, "You know what? I want to make you the perfect planet." And she said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now." And then look at the waters and the trees and the rainforest and the fish and the ocean and the people. Look at the beautiful people on the earth. And she was happy. And it just is what it is. I know I sound Wiccan. A lot of people like, Jamila, are you Wiccan? Because Wiccans believe in the God and the goddess. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's beautiful. Earth is beautiful. Beautifully designed and very magical and mystical. And nobody, we already dealing with it. I mean, not the nukes. Oh God. So what was that like? I think it was the 20th or the 21st. It was the 20th, the 19th. No, it was the what was that day? I think it was the 18th. And I did a special thing with Mother Earth Gaia. I know myself personally, and I was like, hey, Mama Earth, they're talking about the nukes. And she was like, what? Don't you worry, my child. Don't you worry, my child. That's how Mother Earth is. She don't, we want to breathe fresh air. We don't want it to be snowing nuke dust everywhere. We already got enough dust running around here. We ain't got time for no nuclear dust. Now, come on now. So, we just, I'm feeling really good about that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the witches, man, because I already feel you. It just is like, oh, look at these people. They're just, because there's some people that wake up in the morning, they're like, I hate it here. And it's like, somebody, somebody please lock him up in an asylum. You know, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to watch today, y'all, for my birthday. I think I want to watch American Horror Story Asylum. Hey, them was the good old days, man. They put the dangerous minds in the asylum. Oh, you got to go. You said what now again? And you was thinking about what now again? Give this person 50 cc's of Thorazine and strap them down to the bed. They would have accused witches of taking people free will. No, like there's nothing worse than being in an asylum back in the 50s or 60s. Thorazined up, getting toxic, getting shock treatments, electroshock therapy, and strapped to the bed with a priest praying over you. Like, if that's not a total violation of free will, I don't know what is. So I'm pretty happy about that. I saw that, and that's what's important. That's what we should be talking about. I don't know. I'm an intelligent person. I like to have intelligent conversations. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to have a stupid conversation. you know? And so it just is what it is. Thank you to Gaia and Uranus. Okay. That was nothing short of a miracle. We called to them and they heard us. You know what I'm saying? And we going to keep that same energy too. We got enough problems. You know what I'm saying? Got enough problems. So, eh, you know, um, yeah, yeah, man. Okay. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for a few minutes. What I like to do is I like to get some panels going. It's kind of difficult right now though, because it's some stuff going on that I'm not going to talk about. But what I will tell you is that we're not going to live within the consciousness of mentally ill, sick people. That's all I will say. I will say that nobody's going to live in the consciousness of mentally ill, sick people or sadistic people. Nobody has to live like that. Okay. Anywho, that's pretty much it. Every time I tell y'all it's gonna be okay. Every time, all my peeps, and they just be telling y'all, oh, it's not. And I'll be telling y'all it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I could feel it. People was like, whoa, you know, it's gonna be all right. You know, talking about all of my peeps out there. You know what I'm saying? That are in the world. Okay. Yeah. Not my enemies. They're enemies of this planet. I don't know where these people came from. The creatures from the Black Lagoon, I have no idea. We need to send them all back there. For real. Okay. Seriously, it's ridiculous. You're looking ridiculous. You're looking ridiculous. So, anyway, love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.